Good evening. It's Wednesday, June 15th, 2022, and welcome to the Town of Carmel Town Board voting meeting. Following this meeting, we will be going into a work session. And just to say to everyone, we began with executive session, and now we're out here. So I call this meeting to order, and I ask our town clerk, Ann Spofford, to please call a roll.
Councilman Baranowski.
Here.
Councilman Lombardi.
Here.
Councilwoman McDonough. Yes. Councilman Channel.
Here.
Supervisor Kazari.
Here. So if everyone would please rise, we have the pleasure and honor to have a scout with us, Max Head. He's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Lombardi.
Yeah, I just want everyone to remember, yesterday the town suffered a loss. A dedicated and active member of our community, Louis Cefaloni, passed away after a bout with lung cancer. He fought bravely. Louis, he knew all of us. We were all friends with him. He was a wonderful individual, very active in the community, past president of the Italian American Club. He loved he loved this town, he loved his family, and Louis was always someone who thought of old ways of keeping in touch with friends. He would call on your birthday, he would call you at Christmas and Thanksgiving, and just to touch base. We will all miss Louis for his active community and volunteerism in this town, and just wanted to recognize him tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So before we begin the agenda, if there's any town resident that would like to get up and speak, 3 minutes, please, on agenda items only. Okay. So can I get a motion to accept the minutes from the May 18th
So moved.
and June 1st, 2022?
So moved.
I seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Everyone in favor?
Aye.
So our first resolution is authorizing mailing of the Lake Mahopac Park District newsletter. Councilman Lombardi, please.
Sure. Resolved, the Town Board of Town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of the Lake Mahopac Park District, hereby authorizes the mailing of the 2022 newsletter as prepared by the Lake Mahopac Park District Advisory Board to all properties within the district, and further directs that the costs therein be charged as a district expense. I offer this resolution as read.
Councilwoman McDonough seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Resolution passed. Number two, a resolution authorizing budget modifications. Councilman Channel, please.
Whereas the Town Controller, Mary Ann Maxwell, has reviewed the proposed budget modifications for the period ending May 2022 with the Town Board, which are detailed and explained on the attached budget revision scheduled 2022/02. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes and ratifies the budget modifications/revisions for the period ending May 31st, 2022, as shown itemized on Schedule 2022/02, which is attached hereto, incorporated herein, and made a part thereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Channel.
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes, resolution passed. Our third resolution, resolution accepting proposal for purchase and installation of commuter Carmel Sewer District Number 2. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of Carmel Sewer District Number 2, and upon the recommendation of Town of Carmel Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., as fully detailed in his memo dated May 5th, 2022, hereby accepts the proposal of JWC Environmental, Santa Ana, California, for the purchase of a comminutor at the Carmel Sewer District Number 2 treatment plant at a cost not to exceed $25,871.50 in accordance with the proposal/invoice dated May 20, 2022, and be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel accepts the proposal of Infomark Newburgh, New York, for the installation of the comminutor at Carmel Sewer District Number 2 at a cost not to exceed $2,720 in accordance with the proposal date May 25th, 2022, and be it further resolved that the town supervisor, Michael Kazari, is hereby authorized to sign all necessary documents to accept said proposal, and be it further resolved that town comptroller, Mary Ann Maxwell, is hereby authorized to make any budgetary transfers or modifications required pursuant to this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Channel. Can I get a roll call?
Councilman Baranowski?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi? Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Channel?
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes, resolution passed. Resolution number 4, acknowledging emergency repairs services, Carmel Water and Sewer Districts. Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of the various water and sewer districts of the Town of Carmel, hereby acknowledges the emergency performance of water and sewer district collection, system distribution system, and treatment facility repairs as fully detailed in the memorandum of Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., to the Town Board dated June 2nd, 2022, as attached here to and made a part thereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Seconded.
Seconded by Baranowski and Lombardi. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Baranowski?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Channel?
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes, resolution 4 passed. Number 5, resolution authorizing entry into agreement for copier lease, Town of Carmel Highway Department. Councilman Baranowski, please.
The big one. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Highway Superintendent Michael Simone, fully as detailed in his memo dated May 20, 2022, authorizes the entry into agreement with LEAF Financial Services, Moberly, Missouri, for a Kyocera 3212i copier commencing May 2022 at a cost not to exceed $138.73 per month, plus a one-time processing fee of $95, as indicated on the lease agreement dated May 19th, 2022. Be it further resolved that the town comptroller, Mary Ann Maxwell, is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget provisions to effect the aforesaid lease transaction. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Can we get a roll call on that, please?
Councilman Baranowski?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Channel?
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes, resolution number 5 passed. Number 6, resolution authorizing purchase and installation of guide rails, Town of Carmel Highway Department. Councilman Lombardi, please.
Sure. Resolve the Town Board of Town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Town of Carmel Highway Superintendent Michael Simone, hereby accepts the proposal of Chemung Supply Corp., Elmira, New York, for the purchase and installation of 2,000 feet of guide rail at a cost not to exceed $72,800, in accordance with the proposal invoice dated May 25, 2022, and the authorization awarding the bid for said materials issued by the Town Board on November 17, 2021. And be it further resolved, Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby accepts the proposal of Chemung Supply Corp., Elmira, New York, for the removal and reinstallation of 800 feet of guide rail on Wixon Pond Road at a cost not to exceed $17,037 per the Orange County contract bid number RFB-0C 121-21. And be it further resolved, Town Supervisor Michael Kazari is hereby authorized to sign all necessary documents to accept said proposal. And be it further resolved, the Town Controller, Mary Ann Maxwell, is hereby authorized to make any budget transfers or modifications required pursuant to this authorization. I I offer this authorization as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Shano. Can we get a roll call on that one?
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Shano.
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes, Resolution 6 passed. Number 7, resolution setting rates for 2022 seasonal employees, Lake Secor Park District. Councilman Shano, please.
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as Commissioners of the Lake Secor Park District, hereby sets the following rates for lifeguards in 2022. Head lifeguard, $20 an hour. Lifeguards, $17.50 an hour. New lifeguards, $15 an hour. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Roll call vote, I guess, please.
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Shano.
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes, Resolution 7 passed. Resolution number 8, authorizing additions and deletions to the active list of the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the additions of the following names from the active list of the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department: Samuel Pritzmilski, Michael Arcicchio, Albert Krasaku, Justin Valise, and Jamie Fidel. Be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the deletion of the following name from the active list of the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department: Kieran Sullivan. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough and Councilman Lombardi. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution number 8 passed. So resolution number 9 is order calling for public hearing in the matter of the increase and improvement of the facilities of Consolidated Sewer District Number 5 in the town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York. Councilwoman McDonough?
Sure. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, has caused to be prepared a map, plan, and report, including an estimate of cost pursuant to Section 202-B of the Town Law, relating to the increase and improvement of the facilities of Consolidated Sewer District Number 5 in the Town of Carmel, Putnam, New York, the sewer district, being the replacement in kind of on-site of the existing wastewater treatment plant, including original furnishings, equipment, machinery, apparatus, appurtenances, and incidental improvements and expenses in connection therewith, at a maximum estimated cost of $1,018,690,000. And whereas the capital project hereinafter described as proposed has been determined to be a Type 2 action pursuant to the regulations of the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, promulgated pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act, which regulations state that Type 2 actions will not have any significant adverse impact on the environment. And whereas it is now desired to call a public hearing on the questions of the increase and improvement of the facilities of said sewer district in the matter described above, and to hear all persons interested in the subject thereof concerning the same in accordance with the provisions of Section 202-B of the Town Law. Now therefore, it is hereby ordered by the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, as follows. Section number 1, a public hearing will be held in the Town Hall in Mahopac, New York, in said town on July 6, 2022, at 7:00 p.m. prevailing time, on the question of the increase improvement of the facilities of Consolidated Sewer District Number 5 in the town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, in the manner described in the preambles hereof, and to hear all persons interested in the subject thereof concerning the same, and to take such action thereon as it is required or authorized by law. Section number 2, the town clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause a copy of the notice of public hearing hereinafter provided to be published once in the official newspaper, and also to cause a copy thereof to be posted on the signboard of the town. Such publication and posting to be made not less than 10, no more than 20 days before the date designated for the hearing. The notice of public hearing shall be substantially the form attached hereto as Exhibit A, and hereby made a part hereof. This order shall take effect immediately. I offer this resolution as read.
Well done.
Seconded.
Seconded by Councilman Baranowski.
Just, Mr. Supervisor, I just want to make an amendment to the resolution. I think it should say Carmel Sewer District 2 as opposed to consolidated, unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's a typo.
It should say
so there are-
Carmel, right?
Carmel, yeah,
there are
just
3
replace,
places where it
Yep.
says consolidated, that should be
Yeah.
replaced with Carmel.
okay,
A second, does anybody
As
have to
amended.
second that? As amended?
as amended.
Yes.
So second is
I
amended
second
by
as amended.
Lombardi.
Yeah.
There,
So,
there.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, so number 9 is approved, and that is set then for the 6th. Resolution number 10, resolution accepting donation of vacation time by Town of Carmel employee. Councilman Baranowski, please.
Resolved that the town board of the town of Carmel approves the donation of up to 25 vacation days from employee number 1699 to employee number 2842, as is on file with the office of the town supervisor. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 10 passed. Number 11 is a resolution authorizing scheduling of another public hearing. Councilman Lombardi?
Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the scheduling of a public hearing at Town Hall, 60 McAlpin Avenue, Mahopac, New York, on Wednesday, July 13, 2022, at 7 p.m. or soon thereafter that evening as possible, on a proposed local law which is proposing multiple amendments to Chapter 156 of the Code of the Town of Carmel entitled Zoning. And be it further resolved, Town Clerk Ann Spofford is hereby authorized and instructed to publish and post the necessary notices in the official newspaper of the town and on the town bulletin board regarding such public hearing. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Another change?
It's a different chapter.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just the draft zoning that is on this right now? For the whole thing, for the master plan? Yeah. So, one second.
Yeah, 1 second, sorry. Andy.
So the question is, this is right now only saying for the draft zoning changes, part of the master plan. And the discussion was, should it be the entire master plan or just the zoning changes?
She's going to text him, Frank. I just want to make sure that it includes,
Yes.
yeah, because what this is for the public hearing for the master plan as well as the zoning changes, which are included in the master plan. So we just want to make sure that it's correct so we can hold the public hearing at that time. So do you pause? Commercial break? No, I'm joking. I don't know.
I think if you just add in master plan, you could have more, you just can't, you can do less at the zoning, you just
Right.
can't do more
Right.
at the
So if you
meeting.
want to just add master plan to that.
And then if we don't do it, it's
would-
okay.
It would, yes, it would cover,
Yes.
it's an umbrella.
Yeah,
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we're adding master plan.
plan to it.
Where are we adding that?
So zoning and master plan, right?
I mean, it may encompass the whole thing. I'm not sure. I just wanted to make sure.
Zoning
Yeah.
and master plan? Is that
Zoning
where-
and master plan.
Entitled zoning and master plan?
Comprehensive master.
Comprehensive master
Comprehensive.
plan. Thanks, Frank.
Yep.
I can't spell that.
Can?
No, Ann, write that in. Comprehensive.
We'll wait for you, Mr. Supervisor.
I don't have my phone, I can't look it up. All right, so can we get a motion to
To amend
accept,
it,
to accept the amended version,
so moved.
Second.
and seconded by Lombardi.
Okay.
So all in favor? Aye. Thank you. So that passed. So just comments-wise, Councilman Shannell and I attended the Sheriff's Office Cadets graduation. They did that in honor, you want to do that one?
That's right. Go ahead.
Sorry. Detective John Falcone, he was a dispatcher with Carmel PD. He was a Kent police officer, and he ended up becoming a city Poughkeepsie police officer who died in the line of duty protecting a baby. It's, really sad. I worked with him when he was dispatcher. So they had their graduation, a bunch of great kids.
The 9 kids graduate. Congratulations to all of them. At the beginning of all their ceremonies on the graduations, they dedicate it to an officer down, and this, at this graduation happened to be John Falcone. His parents are neighbors of mine for the last 23 years, great friends and neighbors, and John was one special person who really put himself, in front of anything that he possibly could for his community, and he'll always be remembered.
Yes, a really spectacular person, and it's sad. So we have the Sunset Concert Series is coming, right? July 4th is going to be a concert in Red Mills Park at 6:30. And we have Hits on the Hill, which is going to be our first music festival. These things are on the Recreation website. That's going to be on July 23rd. Now, we had the e-waste in conjunction with the town of Kent. In the town of Kent, we had it at their town hall. It was a great success. We are going to have our e-waste September 17th, and they are, all town of Kent residents will be invited to come participate here. That'll be from 9 to 12, September 17th at the Michael Geary Rink. So just so, keep that in mind if you have TVs or computers that you want to get rid of.
Mike, what time does it start?
Which one?
9 to 12?
9 to 12.
Okay, thank
9
you.
to 12. But we'll put a posting up for that. And I did a post about the text and the e-alerts. It's on our website. If you go there, I had seen on Facebook, not that I'm good at Facebook, and I saw on Facebook that people were complaining that they aren't finding out about water main breaks and different events going on in town. It's on the website. If you go, you can get email alerts, text alerts. It'll tell you if there's something going on or if it's an emergency. That's all I have. Councilman Lombardi?
Did you want me to mention those boys? Sure. Last Thursday, the supervisor and I had the pleasure of attending a Eagle Scout ceremony for Troop 371 for 7 Eagle Scouts, and I'm bringing it up now because it's kind of related to the next first work session item. So we want to congratulate again
Nice.
these 7 young men, outstanding young men: Zach Cousins, Matthew Cropsey, Matthew DePasso, Michael Horan, David Caprillion, Stephen Nealon, and Brian Pappas. Congratulations, and we look forward to your continued success.
Yeah, it was an honor.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
You had to
congratulations.
do
Great
it
honor.
because I can't say the names, so.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was great. And we look forward to more.
Yes.
Yes,
Bob, anything?
Nope.
No. Sue?
nothing,
No?
thank you.
All right, so a motion to adjourn the voting meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. All in favor?
Aye.
So now we'll open up our work session. I call this meeting to order. If anyone wants to get up and speak on agenda items only
Thank you, Ann.
of the 6 residents here, no, nobody. All right. So our first item is our Director of Recreation and Parks, James Gilchrist. It's a request to authorize Eagle Scout Project, Max Head, Eagle Scout Candidate, Boy Scout Troop Number 1, Mahopac, build and install 5 informational signs at Sycamore Park. Welcome, and thank you for doing the pledge.
So Max did his presentation at the last recreation meeting, and everybody approved, thought it was a great idea. But I just want to let you know, we keep an active list of all proposed Eagle Scout projects in our department. And as candidates come forward, we said these are different projects, we have in different parks. This project, Max proposed to us because he's a camp counselor, and he would educate his campers throughout the park on different plants that are out there, berries and so on. So we thought it was a great idea. He put together a very nice presentation. It's a great project. It'll keep the kids safe, it'll keep the residents safe, and it's great information, because it's, a lot of people have questions on different kind of berries, different kind of leaves that are out there,
Yep.
poison ivies and different things that are out there, so
It's great.
it's a very interesting project, and it'll definitely help us in our EMT room throughout the summer.
Yeah.
So this is a great project, so we're glad to have it here. So why don't you talk about your project and then what your proposed fundraising and different activities you're going to have also.
So as mentioned, this project is going to be installing 5 informational signs around the park that would be detailing 7 possibly hazardous plants that are found in the park. These would be hazardous because they either have thorns or they might be toxic. And what the signs would do is they would detail these plants. They'd give a image description of the plant, like a picture, and then it would tell where the plant's from and whether or not it's toxic or edible or what hazardous components it may have. The overall benefit of this would be to increase the safety of the park generally and to inform park goers about possible park hazards. What else would there be?
Well, talk about
Fundraising?
the materials that you're going to use.
Fundraising?
Oh, okay. So fundraising would be we'd be reaching out to local establishments and businesses for fundraising by either asking for permission to set up a fundraising table out front in front of the establishment, or by asking for a direct contribution in the form of either resources or just funding.
Max, what's the project approximately you believe it's going to cost?
It's a relatively low cost for an Eagle Scout project. It is $395. And that would be total cost including materials, supplies, tools, and third-party services.
And then, and this is something kind of like what this sign's gonna look, it's gonna have a
Yeah, it's
picture
like
of
an
it?
outline.
Now, are you gonna take a photograph of them and put the picture on, or you're gonna find like a picture in a book and put it on?
These would be custom-made illustrations of the plants.
Oh, wow, that's really neat. I love it. I'm gonna enjoy this because my son just got an app we just moved like to the woods. My son got an app where you can go and look at all of the flowers like this to see if it's poisonous or not. And it's so interesting. We were out there literally for 45 minutes the other night. It was crazy. Yeah. I got in trouble for being out there for too long, but yeah, this is really, really nice. I love this idea. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yes, over the summer.
Okay, great. It's very interesting, very thoughtful,
Thank you.
different.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Max, let us know if we can help you further in any way, and let us know about the fundraising efforts. We can try to publicize it for you and assist you with that as well. And I'm sure we'll show up there, and when you're doing the project, we will hopefully try and get there as well. So anything you need from us, please let us know, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is great.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Max.
Great project, thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. And thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yeah. So next up, consider request to authorize awards of bids for the purchase of chemicals for the treatment of the various town water and sewer plants. Richard Franzetti, PE Town Engineer.
Good evening, everyone.
How was your trip?
Tiring.
You're tired?
I moved my daughter today from apartment A to apartment B, about 8 blocks away, and it was not pleasant. But I'm here, and You guys don't want to hear my complaints about it. You've either all been through it or not, so it is what it is. So, as the supervisor mentioned, this is for chemical supplies to various water and sewer districts. Bids were received for the reference contract on June 10th. They were opened by the town clerk. A copy of the bid opening results are attached. The scope of work involves chemical supply to various town Carmel sewer districts and water districts. 3 bids were tabulated as identified. In short, we're recommending to go with Slack Chemicals on this, based on the estimated quantities identified in the contract. Their annual award would be $247, or close to $250,000 if they were to use the maximum amount of chemicals based on the consumption that the plants use. There's a couple of oddities with this. In the grand scheme, oddities is not the right word, but a couple of anomalies. Coin Chemical was the lowest bidder on a couple of the items. However, they did caveat they caveated the contract that they gave to us, the specifications, saying, hey, we're not going to deliver it in the time frame that the town requires. We're going to do it on our terms. So they were basically rejected because of that. PVS company also did provide the lowest cost for one chemical, and it would be an annual savings of $848. In order to keep the bookkeeping and everything else going, we've had this happen this past year. It was a real hassle to deal with it. For $848, we recommend not going with PVS for the single chemical and sticking with Slack. The chemical numbers are included in the budget. This particular contract ends on July 7th of this year. It's an annual one that we go through. So we may be over our budget to finish out 2022, but 2023 will include cost increase, and we will make sure that when we budget in 2024, that we're ready for that. So in 2023, we're going to budget not just this increase, but what we would anticipate what would happen the following year's contract. There was an addendum that was issued. Slack Chemical did not acknowledge that addendum. There's a long-winded, but there's an explanation for that. In essence, it was a non-material oversight. To reject the bid just on that, they provided us the information we needed without the addendum. So this department, the engineering department, thought that was a non-material in nature, and we suggest that the board considers Slack bid as it does not violate the intent of GML 104. The town does have current contracts with unilateral options to renew. This is one that you should be aware of. We have a contract with Brentag, Surpass, and Coin. Each of these expiring on July 7th. We have the option to unilaterally renew. There was a letter provided by one of the chemical companies saying that they would be unwilling to proceed with the second year of fulfillment as chemical costs have increased 100 to 300%. We refuted that position by actually going out and getting these numbers, and we've identified that the costs have gone up about 87% in general. So it kind of supports Surpass's position on that. We don't think at this point it would be wise to pursue the options based on last year's prices. Given the dramatic increase in cost, will likely result in repudiation and ultimately delivery failure from these companies, which is not an option when it comes to the supplying of these chemicals to our water and sewer treatment plants. So we recommend that that option not be pursued and that we award this bid to Slack Chemicals as identified on page 1. Sorry, it's a very long-winded memo. There's a lot of details in it. Rob and I worked on that together. Rob did most of the legalese stuff, as you can probably tell with some of the language in here, which is important that we have that as a backup for this.
Did you always break it out when you bid it, like each chemical? Like when we did stuff at the PD, it would be the aggregate. It would be the whole, if we were buying a bunch of items, it was, we didn't go, oh, we get pants from you and shirt from you because it was 50 cents cheaper. Whose total was the best?
Yes, we've always broken it out that way to answer your question. The way that the contract or the way the specifications are set up is that we have the option to pick the lowest bidder in some instances, because it's driven by the way, you'd have to look at the specs, but it's each individual water and sewer district has specific chemical needs, and therefore we want to be able to get the best bang for the buck for the people in those districts.
So you break it out.
So we break it out. The biggest number here, the biggest nut here, I'm sorry to say, Councilman Shannell, is the diatomaceous earth, which is in Water District 2. So that is the biggest number that's out for this whole thing. So last year, when we had it, Brentag was the lower bidder, where they were just a little ahead of Slack Chemicals. They did not put a bid in this year, right? So, and we had a lot of issues in dealing with them to finally get product delivered to us in a timely manner. We were always chomping our bit. We actually had to order it from Slack a couple of times because they didn't deliver it on time, and we back-billed Brentag the difference in price because Slack was charging us a premium because they weren't the selected contractor. So we had those type of issues, so that goes back to that $848 that we talked about. We had to deal with that for months on end to finally get them in line to get this delivered to us correctly.
It's not a reliable bidder. That's
that?
not a reliable bidder. I would say that.
Well, they didn't bid this
council would
time
say
anyway,
that.
so.
Yeah.
So we may have disqualified them, and the same thing with, we don't know that, but they didn't put a bid in. Maybe we would have looked at Surpass and said that also, based on them telling us they wouldn't deliver product based on the contract. Again, that's something we could talk further about in executive session, if that's something that we have to have Greg, town council, to further explain or see if there's any action the town wants to take. But right now, we recommend using Slack so as we can make sure we have our chemical supplies for these water and sewer districts pretty much go uninterrupted moving forward.
All right.
Is there any way to entice more companies to bid on these projects?
I'm sorry, I can't,
Are there any way we can entice more companies to bid on these projects and these products?
we
As
put
opposed to
this
the
out
three?
on, we put this out on BidNet, so it's out there. There's just, it's a limited amount of companies that are gonna deliver to these areas. Plus, we're probably not giving them the quantities that are desirable for some of the larger companies, right? So it's a mix and match of both. But we had 4 companies, what did I say, 3 companies came in. Last year, we had about 3 or 4, so that's about right. For that. Yeah, do we want more? Of course, but, and just note, we have other companies that we do use that we don't put out to bid because they're specialized chemicals that are sole sources for those chemicals that work at those plants.
Correct.
So there's the whole science and chemistry behind it that works, so,
All right, thank you.
no problem.
Thank you, Rich.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
So, nope, comment time. So my only comment is, at this moment, is thank you, Joe Charbonneau, for sitting in. It's all right, I'm blind now, thank you. Anything? Nope. Bob?
I just wanted to thank also, yesterday, the Putnam County Farms Association, Putnam County Farm Owners Association presented the county with a plaque in honor of Judge Reitz. It was a well-attended event and very emotional for a lot of people. Judge Reitz was a spectacular judge here in our community. He did so much, and he's touched so many people, and he's changed so many people's lives. He will never be forgotten, and I just wanted to thank them for doing what they did. Thank you.
No other kids? So, right after this, we're going to go into executive session. We've got a couple of personnel items. So can I get a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So good night. We'll see you on the
29th.
Good night, everyone.
29th. Yes, we have our special
29th
meeting on the
will be the
29th.
special meeting for
We have a special meeting about Swan Cove informational. So good night.